Tonight on Pale Playback, we're looking at some really creepy, scary ghost videos today. First, I want to thank the new subscribers and the comments on screen. Feel free to join them and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming. With that said, let's dive in. Our first piece of evidence comes from a TikTok user named Tokamzo, who captured a series of aggressive disturbances within his home. The atmosphere is thick with tension as he records late at night, claiming that an unseen presence has been terrorizing his living space. From frantic knocking to physical manifestations, the energy in the house feels volatile and unpredictable.
Stop! You gotta go! Shh, 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 shh. Calm down. What are you? Stop! Charlie, come on. I don't even know how to explain what I've seen. Holy hell.
The sheer aggression of the knocking against the glass is what strikes most viewers. Some believe this is genuine paranormal activity because the impact points on the sliding door align perfectly with the appearance of pale handprints that seem to manifest from thin air. Others argue it's a coordinated hoax, suggesting a person outside is timing their hits to a pre-applied chemical that reacts to moisture or heat. Skeptics also point out that the dog's behavior, while alert, doesn't show the typical signs of extreme predatory distress often seen in genuine hauntings. Whether it's a clever digital edit or a truly hostile entity, the visual of those hands pressing against the pane is undeniably chilling. What do you make of the timing? Let me know your theories in the comments.
Holy hell.
Moving on, we dive into a classic piece of internet lore from the channel Donnie Drunkard. This footage takes us into a basement that seems to hold a heavy, stagnant energy. The uploader was investigating strange noises when he encountered something that has sparked debate for over a decade. The low-quality recording only adds to the claustrophobic and gritty feeling of the environment.
Come.
Damn, it's dark, isn't it?
Some viewers believe this is a genuine manifestation because, at the exact moment the hallway light flickers on, a small dark figure appears to dive into the floor drain. Others argue this is a simple camera artifact or a pest caught in the sudden illumination. Skeptics also point out that the high contrast lighting of a basement can create deceptive shadows during a quick transition from dark to light. However, the timing of the movement is incredibly precise, making it hard to ignore. Is it a creature or just a trick of the lens? This leaves more questions than answers. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this footage.
Damn, it's dark, isn't it?
Our next video takes us deep into the Indonesian wilderness with Mas Bayu Gatra. He was camping alone in a dense bamboo forest when he began to hear the unmistakable sound of a woman crying nearby. The isolation of the location and the pitch-black surroundings create a primal sense of dread that is palpable through the lens.
Seperti ada orang menangis, kawan. Astagfirullahaladzim. 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 Ya Allah. Ada suara menangis, kawan. Ya Allah, semoga gak ada apa-apa, ya Allah. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
The climax of this video is absolutely terrifying. Some viewers believe this is a genuine encounter with a kuntilanak because of the high-pitched wailing and the glowing red eyes visible in the brush. Others argue that this is a sophisticated ghost hunting setup, common in regional YouTube circles, where an actor is used with reflective contact lenses or LEDs. Skeptics also point out that the camera's chaotic movement during the flight makes it impossible to get a clear look at the entity's physical form. Regardless of the authenticity, the sheer terror in the camper's voice feels incredibly real as he scrambles for safety. Was this a forest spirit, or just a very dedicated prank? Share your thoughts on this jungle nightmare below.
La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar.
Next, we examine a quiet residential setting where a hidden camera was set up to catch a recurring disturbance. The room is mundane, filled with toys and everyday furniture, but the silence is broken by a violent mechanical sound. The contrast between the bright yellow walls and the aggressive activity creates a deeply surreal and uncomfortable feeling. Watch closely.
Kurwa, jeszcze nie teraz, jak w sobotę. Kurwa mać. To nie będę połączyć, żeby tu wrócić. To chuj.
frantic rattling of that door handle suggests a physical force trying to gain entry. But it's the sudden, violent collapse of the chair that truly defies explanation. Some viewers believe this is a clear case of poltergeist activity because the chair is shoved with significant force away from the table. Skeptics also point out that the person filming enters the room shortly after, which could suggest a stage setup with an accomplice behind the door. Regardless of the cause, the raw panic in the uploader's breathing as they inspect the room is palpable. Does this look like a coordinated hoax to you, or is there something genuinely malicious behind that door? Drop a comment with your theories below. In a home seemingly cluttered with the remains of daily life, a mother captures a moment that shifted from a child's game to a genuine investigation. Her daughter had just issued a verbal challenge to the empty air, unaware that the kitchen might be listening. This wasn't a staged seance, but a spontaneous request for a sign in broad daylight. Watch closely. Some viewers believe this is a genuine response to a provocation because the object on the central island is hurled to the floor with significant force immediately after the girl speaks. Others argue that the kitchen is cluttered, and the item could have simply reached a tipping point due to vibrations or gravity. Despite the logical explanations, the timing remains incredibly unsettling. What do you make of this kitchen disruption? Drop your theories in the comments and tell me if you think this was a ghost or just a clever setup. Deep within what appears to be an industrial or office setting, a worker begins recording as things take a turn for the violent. The French text on screen translates to "it is getting more and more violent," suggesting a buildup of activity that the camera finally catches. It's a high-tension environment where every slam echoes through the empty halls. Watch closely.
Là, il y a des bruits de malades ici, là. Là, vous entendez? Putain, y a rien. La porte, elle a bougé. Je suis sûr qu'elle a bougé. Non. Ah, j'étais en train de faire la voix off pour la prochaine vidéo. Et regardez là la prise. Je suis sûr qu'elle était en train de bouger juste avant. Putain, c'est flippant. Oh, oh. Putain. Ah, ce coup de flip, putain. Je suis désolé, j'ai pas grand chose à dire. Arrête!
The sheer force of the door slamming back and forth suggests a powerful energy. Some viewers believe a poltergeist is at play because the movement is aggressive and happens while the filmer is clearly distressed. Others argue that hidden wires or pneumatics could easily manipulate doors in a commercial space. Skeptics also point out the camera movements often hide the exact points where a person might be pulling a string. Is this a haunting or a viral stunt? I'd love to hear your perspective below. We've seen everything from aggressive handprints to industrial doors slamming with impossible force. The evidence is mounting, and the chills are only getting started. If you're finding these captures as unsettling as I am, make sure to subscribe to Pale Playback and hit the notification bell. We bring you the most unexplained footage from the digital void every week. Stay tuned, because this next batch of evidence is going to push the limits of your skepticism. From a Japanese investigator, we see a simple experiment involving a blue balloon and a narrow staircase. Balloons are often used in paranormal research to detect subtle air currents or touches from the unseen. What begins as a test of physics quickly evolves into a sequence of events that seem to defy the logic of a vacant house. The balloon's erratic movement, followed by the heavy thumping on the stairs, is undeniably eerie. Some viewers believe a spirit is interacting with the object because it moves with intent rather than drifting. Others argue that a static charge or a simple draft from a window could be the culprit. Skeptics also point out that the thumping sounds could be edited in post-production or generated by someone else in the building. What's your take on this staircase encounter? Tell me in the comments. Moving forward, we encounter a piece of evidence that is perhaps the most visceral. A collector of dolls notices something wrong during a routine recording. In the world of the supernatural, dolls are often considered vessels for spirits, and when they begin to move without human aid, the implications are chilling. Pay attention to the background as the collector works. The way the doll's head tilts and the body leans forward is enough to freeze anyone's blood. Some viewers believe the dolls are genuinely possessed because the movement appears smooth and deliberate. Others argue that thin fishing line is the oldest trick in the book for this specific type of viral content. Skeptics also point out that the lighting is quite dim, making it easy to hide mechanical rigging. Are these dolls truly haunted, or is it all for show? Share your theories below. Deep in the quiet of a suburban night, a home security camera captures a scene that feels heavy with an unseen presence. The footage, originally shared on Reddit, shows a backyard bathed in the eerie glow of infrared light. Everything seems still, but the owner felt a chilling sensation that something was watching from the tree line. The anomaly appears as a translucent humanoid shape shifting behind the foliage on the right. Some viewers believe this is a classic manifestation of a shadow person because of how it seems to absorb the infrared light differently than the surrounding leaves. Others argue it's a simple case of digital artifacts or compression noise common in low-light security sensors. Despite the logic, the fluid motion of the shape remains deeply unsettling. What do you see hiding in the shadows? Tell me your theories in the comments below. A homeowner in a house with nearly half a century of history encounters a mechanical impossibility. This footage captures the moment a heavy farmer's latch, designed to stay firmly shut, operates on its own. The atmosphere in the house shifted instantly, prompting the resident to document what he couldn't explain.
It was even that. That door was completely latched. I heard the latch click and then open. Listen. This. And then it just opened. And I was standing on that stair. So I was like, called my daughter, no answer. Called my mom, no answer. My mom is literally in bed. My daughter is literally in her apartment. This is like a farmer's latch, okay? Nobody can explain I hope nobody followed me in the house and they're hiding behind the recliner or some shit. See how I latched it? Listen. Pull it hard. Latch. Go. Very bizarre. It's never happened in 47 years. Not a warm, fuzzy feeling.
Some viewers believe this is a genuine poltergeist manifestation because of the audible click. Others argue the house might have a slight foundation tilt, causing gravity to take over once the latch fails. Skeptics also point out that fishing line or off-camera assistance are common tropes in staged paranormal videos, though the man's genuine confusion is palpable. After 47 years of silence, why would the house start talking now? Drop a comment with your take on this mechanical mystery.
Very bizarre.
There is nothing more heart-stopping for a parent than seeing something they can't explain on a baby monitor. In this clip, a father watches the screen as a figure appears to be standing directly over the crib. The grainy blue-tinted feed becomes a window into a waking nightmare.
What the is that? That's so weird. Well.
A clear, pale face seems to be looking into the camera from inside the crib. Some viewers believe this is a spirit protector because of the proximity to the child. Others argue it's a case of double exposure or a glitch where a previous frame of the child is ghosted over the current one. Skeptics also point out that the pattern on the bedding or a stuffed animal could be reflecting the monitor's infrared light to create a facial shape. The speed at which the father runs to the room suggests his fear was very real. Was it a glitch or a guest? Let me know what you think below.
What the is that?
In this unsettling video, a man using sign language is documenting his experience in a home that feels alive. As he moves through the hallway toward the basement, the physical world starts to react to his presence in violent, unpredictable ways. The tension is thick even before the stairs are reached. Watch closely. As the man enters the basement, an object is seen flying across the room with incredible speed. Some viewers believe this is a high-energy poltergeist because of the trajectory and force required to move the item. Others argue it could be a hidden prank involving an air cannon or a spring-loaded trigger. Skeptics also point out that the camera shakes significantly, which can be used to mask fishing lines or editing cuts. The sheer impact of the object suggests it wasn't a light piece of debris. Do you think this basement is truly occupied? Share your theories in the comments. Finally, our last piece of evidence for tonight comes from a live stream where things took a terrifying turn. The host was interacting with his audience when the furniture in the room behind him began to move as if pushed by invisible hands. This wasn't a planned stunt, but a live descent into chaos. Watch closely.
Dar nu se vede nimic. Deci se aude, dar nu se vede. Mamă, frate, fii atent! Holy shit! Vai, nu mai știu să vorbesc. Nu mai pot, băi. Ce-o zis? Îmi pun oala în... Dă tabloul ăla jos, poți? Ia să vedem că...
Lacrima mobil.
Oricare spirit ai afla în balcon, oricare entitate, îți ordon să dai tabloul la jos cu doamna Timea. Băga mea și pula în dracu, gata, eu nu ți-am plecat acasă. Am băgat pula mea să... Mare...
Cheamă-să Flori.
Hai de pula mea!
Mi-a iată, poliția.
Fai de hai să plecăm, Ionuț. Hai de pula... Hai de pula... Hai de... Ana Maria, închide ușa aia, oleacă, dacă poți.
Ana Maria, Ana
Ia, marș de aici, Ionuț.
Ce ai, mă? Nu vreau să te bei nimeni.
Băi, s-o închis ușa, tu ești nebun la cap?
Ce, bă? Hai, chiar ai.
The most dramatic moment occurs when a heavy picture frame is thrown from the wall on command. Some viewers believe the entity was responding to the streamer's challenge, showing a high level of intelligence and aggression. Others argue that electromagnetic interference from the streaming gear could be a factor, or more likely, clever set design with hidden wires. Skeptics also point out that the door closing at the end could be a draft, though it slams with deliberate intent. This live evidence is hard to dismiss. What's your take on this aggressive display? I'll be reading your comments.
Mamă, frate, fii atent!
That brings our investigation to a close. Tonight we've looked at evidence ranging from quiet backyard shadows to violent basement outbursts and dolls that seem to breathe on their own. Whether these are products of human ingenuity or true glimpses into the paranormal, they leave a mark on those who witness them. Thanks for joining me on Pale Playback. Keep questioning the evidence, stay vigilant, and don't forget to share your own theories below. Sleep well if you can.